does it? My name is Brendan and welcome to the Be Creative channel. Today we're going to look at Harden Steenbeck's Evolution 2024 model of airbrushes. Now you get two types of two packagings of the Harden Steenbeck 2024 Evolution. The first one is a solo version which comes with a 0.28 millimeter needle and a 2 milliliter cup. This one here that I've got is the 2-in-1, which comes with the 0.28 millimeter needle and a 2 milliliter cup. You also get a 0.45 needle nozzle set with a 5 milliliter cup. So let's put this aside for a minute and we can then start discussing the key features of Harden Steenbeck's Evolution 2024 model. So let's discuss the key features of the Harden Steenbeck 2024. The first key feature that they focused on is the development of the unique clog control system. Briefly, what this means is that your needle tip is always visible, and even though it's visible, it is always protected by the needle cap. This enables you for far easier cleaning just using a paintbrush. You just run it over the nozzle, or you can take a paper towel, pinch it, and clean your needle tip. It's also great because when you come in close for fine or detail work, you can see the needle and where the paint is going to spray. So you can get up like really close. You can actually put that needle cap on the surface and you can then spray very fine detail lines. The second key feature is the enhanced ergonomics. By focusing on the quality of the bearing surfaces inside the airbrush with very fine tolerances. This delivers two things. Firstly, the level of friction on the needle is very minimal. So you get no friction on the needle itself. Also, the spring strength is very light. So you are able to paint for extended periods of time without any fatigue or cramping of your hands or your fingers. Secondly, there's no flack or play in relation to the movement of you put on the trigger and the movement of the needle. So when you pull back the trigger, even if it's just slightly, that needle immediately responds. So you get like optimal performance with regards to response. They've also improved the X center, giving more sensitivity. Another significant change is it has a profile that gives more travel of the needle, which means it's a lot quicker to clean the airbrush by shooting paint and thinner or cleaner at a rapid rate. So if you now cleaning your airbrush and you put your cleaner inside and you want to just spray it out quickly, you do that. The needle travels all the way back and it sprays everything out immediately. The next feature that they've looked at is the adjustable trigger travel system, which is this little nut at the end here. Okay. This system enables you to preset how much travel the needle has. Now they've looked at, they've employed a system that the Formula One crews used for their wheel nuts, which is called the triple star thread. So what this does is, for every one turn of the nut, it moves 3 times further. So if you turn it once, it'll travel 3 times the travel than a regular nut. So fully open, So if I fully close this nut here, you can see here I'm pulling back the trigger and there's nothing happening. But now if I turn it one full turn to open it, it opens up. The travel of the needle is all the way back. So I can pull the trigger all the way back. So just small changes will then restrict or reduce your needle travel and your trigger movement. Another feature that they worked on is by shortening the design for better control and precision. So this area from the needle cup to the needle tip has been shortened. This is going to give you more precision and accuracy. It's going to make it feel like you're actually using a pen or a pencil or even a paintbrush by bringing you that close to the surface. As mentioned previously, they've got a open needle cap design which enables you for easier cleaning just using a paintbrush. You just wipe it clean and carry on spraying, so you get no paint clogs. You're also able to mix paint far quicker in the color cup, and just by pinching the end of the cap, pushing down for air, pulling back the trigger, you will actually mix paint inside your color cup. So you don't need to take a paintbrush and actually mix it around, or a swizzle stick or whatever. You just pinch the cap, pull back the trigger, and it mixes the paint inside the cup. They've also moved the seal directly behind the color cup. So there's a seal right here, okay? This seal is meant to prevent any small amounts of paint or solvent or whatever you're using to actually go back into the working parts of the airbrush, which will obviously, of course, make cleaning the airbrush a lot difficult. So when you drop your cleaner into the color cup and you push down and you pull back the trigger, everything that's in front of that seal gets sprayed out instantly. So you don't have to worry about cleaning all the parts after the seal. You only have to worry about the color cup and everything inside there. Far easier and efficient cleaning, if you ask me. They've also got durable PTF seals at the needle packing seal or needle packing material. This is machined with precision, giving you no friction but giving you a better reliable seal. So you've got a seal there and you've got the packing seal there, so you're going to have absolutely no paint going back into your trigger mechanism or even further back. Finally, the airbrush has been finished with a triple chrome plating, which makes cleaning up far easier, and it's also going to increase the durability and longevity of your actual airbrush. So it's going to be robust, giving you the performance for many, many years to come. Now they've also used gold for the middle piece and the needle nut, okay? The reason why they've done that is because gold has a better sliding coefficiency than what chrome has. Gold is also used on the internal bearing surfaces, giving you a smoother trigger response and better response with the needle. Now, as you saw, the Evolution 2024 that I've got here, that's got a 2 needle nozzle heads as well as 2 cups. And this is another thing that they looked at, was making it possible to use multiple cup sizes and multiple nozzle heads and needle sizes to suit your painting needs. Now they've also looked at the color cup, and they've revised the inside profile of this color cup so that it's possible for you to scoop out the residue just using your pinky finger. So you just take your pinky finger, you run it inside there, and you can scoop everything out that may be left inside there. The headsets are the 0.45 nozzle and new design 0.28. These are all compatible with the Ultra and the Infinity 2024. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my my easel with a piece of paper, and I'm actually going to show you the actual performance of this airbrush, showing you some of the key features and how they work and how they actually improve what I say improve on your airbrushing abilities. Welcome back. We're now going to check out the performance of the Steenbeck Ultra 2024 airbrush. Okay, I'm going to start off by saying that my compressor is set at 20 psi, which is basically sort of like a standard for most people. You know, it's the pressure that they use for, you know, general airbrushing and everything. I've now got the needle nut, which is this little thing here. I've got now set open to full open. Okay, so you can see here when I pull back on the trigger, it's moving all the way back. Okay, so that's allowing the needle to travel all the way back, allowing the maximum amount of paint. I'm now going to get in sort of like about 3 to 4 finger distance away. I'm going to push down for air. I'm going to pull back the trigger all the way back, and that is your spray pattern. You can see obviously it's feathering on either side of it, but that's because of the distance that you are away from the surface. Remember, airbrushing is all about paint consistency and the distance you are away from the surface. So if you want more to cover a bigger area, you move your airbrush away from the surface. If you want finer detail, you get in closer, but your paint consistency has to be a lot thinner as well. Okay, so that's now fully open. I'm now going to close it off, and I'm going to now open it halfway. So there we have it opened halfway. You can see the trigger, just a little bit more. You can see that the trigger is moving sort of like quite a distance. Okay, that's halfway setting. All right, I'm now going to be the same distance away, 3-4 fingers away. Push down for air, pull back the trigger. I'm pulling all the way back, and you can see that spray pattern is a lot more concentrated and more refined. There's less feathering on it, so it's looking more towards sort of like a precise sort of application of paint on your surface. Now I'm going to close it all the way up. Okay, you see I've now closed it all the way. The trigger is not moving at all. I'm going to open it just a little bit because I want to get a fine line. Now you can see trigger travel is very, very minimal, so your needle is moving very little, so you're going to get a more concentrated amount of paint. Okay, remember one of the key features that Steenbeck looked at was the open-ended cap, which basically helps cleaning your needle if there's any paint clogging or tip drying. All you do is you take your paintbrush that's been soaking in thinner or cleaner or whatever, and you're just going to wipe that away, just like that. Or alternatively, you can take a paper towel that's been soaking, that's soaked a little bit in your thinner or cleaner, or even a soft cloth. I like to use a soft cotton cloth. You're going to pinch the end and you're going to wipe it away. And there we go, your needle tip should be ready for spraying. So I've now turned the needle nut just slightly open, so I've got minimal trigger travel and needle travel. I'm going to get in as close as possible, or I'm going to get in close to the surface, sort of like about 1 finger or even less than that. Push down for air, pull back the trigger. I'm pulling it back all the way, and you can see how concentrated that spray pattern is compared to that. So you're getting more precise paint in the area that you want. Okay, now the open-ended cap allows you to see where your needle is, so that you can see where your paint is going to land. So it's almost like you going to be writing with a pen, because with a pen you can see the nib of your pen or pencil, and you can see where you're going to be writing. This is exactly the same concept that they've tried to do. You know, they want you to get in close to the surface, be able to see where that needle tip is, so that you can get precise paint application on the surface that you want. So now I'm going to close it off a little bit more, because I want to see how fine a line I can actually do. So I'm going to do a line just underneath here. I'm going to put it right up against the surface. So I'm right up against the surface. I'm pushing down for air, pulling back the trigger. Let me open it up a little bit. Okay, still got a little bit of paint clogging there, so let's just clean that off. Now look how thin that line is compared to all the previous lines. The response of this trigger in relation to the needle is absolutely astounding. The minute I pull back the trigger, I've got instant release of paint. So the minute I pull the trigger back, I've got paint coming out straight away. I'm going to demonstrate that by I'm pushing down for air. I'm going to pull back the trigger, 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 trigger. And you can see I'm doing little dots just by the minutest movement of the trigger. You get like immediate response. I'm going to, now I mentioned before as well, it's like writing with a pen or a pencil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it right up against the surface. I'm not going to write my name using this airbrush. Putting it up right against the surface, I'm going to pull back the trigger, I'm going to push, and here we go, I'm writing my name. You can see the airbrush is touching the surface, and there's a little bit of resistance, and that's why it's sort of like, so it's not flowing like a pen or a paintbrush, but you get the idea that putting it right up against the surface, and you can literally write your name. Let's see if I can get a finer line than that. Okay, so I'm going to close it off just a little bit more, just slightly. Just make sure that I don't have any tip drying, paint clogging. Clean it off. Now I'm going to write my name again, trying to do it as fine as possible that I can. Let's see if I can close it off just a little bit more. I've got literally no trigger movement at all. So that needle is like literally not moving at all. So open it just a little bit. And there you can see how fine that line is. Obviously, with restricting the amount of paint and everything, you are going to get a little bit more tip dry. So let's try that again. But look how fine that line is. As simple as that. Just writing your name with your airbrush, adjusting the needle nut to restrict the amount of travel that your needle has, improved response and performance of your needle in relation to the trigger movement. This is by far one of the best airbrushes that I have ever used, and yeah, I'm definitely going to be getting myself one of these. This is not mine, this is a loan airbrush. Thank you, Philip from Supernova Studios, and Lindy. So if you want to get yourself an airbrush, get yourself a Harden Steenbeck Evolution 2024. You're going to buy one airbrush. It's going to last you a lifetime, and you can see the kind of performance that you get from this airbrush. That's how easy it is. Okay, so if you're looking for an airbrush, consider getting yourself a Harden Steenbeck Ultra 2024. I'm going to go back to the bench and we're going to do a quick summary. Let's summarize about the Harden Steenbeck's Evolution 2024 airbrush. The Evolution 2024 airbrush can work really hard. It's built with durability and longevity in mind. So it's going to last you for many years with lots and lots of airbrushing sessions. It can paint really fast, okay? But it also gives you optimum performance and utmost precision when needed. It is super easy to clean up. And my next video that I'm going to be putting on my channel, I will actually discuss the best process to actually clean your Harden Steenbeck Evolution as well as the Ultra 2024 airbrush. You don't need any tools to disassemble or reassemble. Everything is, you use your hands and your fingers to loosen and disassemble, and you use the same method to reassemble if necessary. The Evolution 2024 is user-friendly, giving you fine performance and utmost and optimum precision. Who should actually be using this airbrush? Well, the Evolution 2024 has been geared more towards the intermediate to the professional airbrush artist. However, if you are a beginner, you can still use this airbrush, and as you progress, you just upgrade or get new needles and nozzle sets for more precision and finer painted detail. I want to thank you for watching this video. I would like, if possible, please give it a like, leave me a comment. If you've got a question or query, please write it in the comments. I will answer every single comment that is posted. I want to thank Philip from Supernova Studios for actually loaning me this airbrush so that I can do this little review of how the Evolution airbrush is the airbrush that you should actually have in your inventory. You can get rid of all your other airbrushes and you can buy one airbrush that's going to last you a long time. You can interchange various parts to upgrade it or to improve the performance or get better precision with finer airbrush detail. You don't need another airbrush. Buy one airbrush, last you a lifetime. You can even hand it down to the next generation of airbrush artists in your family, or even to a friend. I want to thank you for watching this video. If you found this video informative, then please go ahead, hit that little thumbs up button, give it a like. It helps my channel to actually grow and get a little bit more coverage. Also, leaving a comment or a question or an inquiry or whatever the case is, or even if you just want to say, hey, great video, please leave a comment. I will answer every single comment that is left on this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Then go over to that notification bell, hit that notification bell and select all, and you will be notified of any content that is uploaded onto my YouTube channel immediately. In closing, I want to say, go out there, be inspired, be imaginative, and most of all, be creative. Cheers for now.